Shortening a rope and then climbing a pitch can be another way to add security to scrambles. Let's talk about short pitching. Hello there, I'm Jason. Today we are finishing up our short series on technical scrambling, that middle point between pitched out climbs and soloing. You can check out our previous videos by following the link in the description. We cover the decision process for bringing a rope, terrain and body belays, and simul-climbing. Like with all the previous videos in this series, we are operating on the assumption that we are on moderate terrain, the majority of which the climbing team feels comfortable climbing without doing full technical pitches. Also, like previous videos, we can't possibly cover all the eventualities we might face in the outdoors, so seek qualified instruction to master these techniques. This video on short pitching moves us as close to traditional pitch climbing as this series will go, since short pitching can look like regular pitch climbing, with a climber going up a short section of terrain and placing protection while on belay. The difference is that we are trying to minimize rope management by letting out just enough rope to cover the difficult section, of course erring on the side of having a bit too much rope. The advantage in speed is the elimination of the rope management demands of multi-pitched climbing. Climbers will use one of several techniques to keep the unnecessary rope stored, but still accessible, and you can check out a series of shorts we did which provide some alternatives. We still need to make sure that there is a stance for both belays, as the second climber is belaying on the way up, and then the lead climber is belaying from the top. So having a good eye for terrain that offers this security is important. Like with simul-climbing, if the second climber should fall from the lack of a good stance or lack of an anchor, it pulls the lead climber, putting both at significant risk. But in some instances, for example, if one climber is highly comfortable on the terrain and another is not, the first climber may not use a belay at all. Obviously, the lead climber is essentially soloing, so the terrain better be well within their capabilities. Now that first climber can provide a belay to the second climber, cutting the slower belayed climbing time in half. Another application for short pitching is on descent. One option is to belay a down climb with the first climber placing gear so that when the second climber starts down, belayed from below, we are limiting the fall to the next piece of gear. The point is to avoid the time-consuming rope management of flaking ropes and throwing them for a rappel, or to avoid having thrown ropes get caught in the low angle and varied terrain. Like climbing up, there is also the potential circumstance where one climber feels uncomfortable in the terrain and the other climber feels very secure and comfortable. Again, we could operate with one climber getting a belay, but this time it's in reverse. The first climber will be belayed down, place no gear, and the second climber will solo the down climb. Another option, and we discussed this technique at length in a previous video, is to rappel off of an equivocation hitch, which only requires the middle of the rope when setting it up. This is a very advanced technique that demands absolute precision, as a mistied hitch or accidentally weighting the wrong strand can end up in a catastrophic failure of the system. Like with simul-climbing, short pitching can be sped up considerably by using terrain or body belays when appropriate, and we did another video in this series on that topic. Short pitching, like the other techniques in this series, requires experience and judgment to determine when it is best deployed. If either climber feels a fall is even moderately probable, it's probably time to flake the rope and resort to fully pitched climbing. We hope you found our series on adding security to scrambling to be a helpful one. Have you ever found yourself wishing you had a particular piece of gear with you? Tell us what that gear was and what you did instead in the comments. Thanks for watching this video. Please like, subscribe, and share if you want to support us. For more information, you can go to our website at www.shortguysbetaworks.com. You can check out that video I mentioned on terrain and body belays to see how you might combine those with today's techniques, or check out the whole technical scrambling series. We'll see you next week and keep on getting more out of that big outside.